this has championship implications. Odi Bakchis, this is a must-win for the championship to stay alive. If he gets knocked out, James Deane will be your 20, and Diego Higa, just like that, goes off in that first outside zone. Diego Higa, the talented Brazilian driver. Odi Bakchis does need to complete the run, as Diego Higa does have an incomplete in that chase position. Still, Odi Bakchis needs to complete this portion of his battle, and he's right on it. Textbook run there from Odi Bakchis. Looks like Higa might even give him a little, yep, you can see that side skirt being strewn off. So there it is.
Woo. In a couple miles an hour, when you make contact like that, it can mess up some stuff. These cars are on a knife edge.
Yeah, and you know, Diego, you saw him, obviously that mistake, comes fighting back. You know, I think he had something to prove. He'd love to play spoiler, you know, obviously. Again, James Deane, bit of an Odi fan right now, you know, obviously doesn't kind of want to, you know, let's call it what it is, not Tanya Harding him, you know, not take him out. Why, you know, we know history. Look at that. I'm surprised Odi Bakchis just pulls right to the line. It didn't look like it was wheel to wheel. It looked like that front right got into the left side skirt. It looks like Matt Sopa is going to go up to Odi Bakchis and just remove that side skirt so it doesn't impede. And, you know, obviously with Diego Higa, that wouldn't get in Odi's way. But again, basically, Diego Higa, even if he has a good run, Odi Bakchis doesn't incomplete, championship is still alive for Odi Bakchis and or James Deane.
Yeah, every battle at this point, even between them, this whole left side of the bracket is it's going to be very, very tense when it comes to the championship. And then when we start to get into second and third in the championship, that moves more over to the right side of the bracket as both drivers now coming out of the line.
All right, Diego Higa, a little slow crawl there. That Diego Higa JDM Supreme 86 FRS. And here we go. Oh, Higa bows out. That's a wrap. He fists. So there it is. That's just right there. Diego Higa says shuts it down. That's going to be an automatic advancement for Odi Bakchis. All right. As far as we are the storytellers.
All right. On to the next one.
Here we are. So there is James looking on, and we are hearing. So here is the scenario.
Yeah.
You saw James Deane looking. He's looking at the video. Odi Bakchis needs to advance on. So the championship fate relies on Odi's success here or the loss. He goes against a fellow Irishman, Conor Shanahan. I say a fellow to James Deane, but this has championship implications. This is a must-win for Odi in order for the championship to be decided later on, because again, he needs to do better than James Deane. Odi needs to continue on and do better than James Deane. Here we go. Odi Bakchis, the field suspension S15, going against Conor Shanahan in that Red Bull BMW. Odi Bakchis comes in that first outside zone. He is right there on that razor's edge. Conor Shanahan, the Shadow, living up to his new nickname, as he is a Formula Drift rookie, but a rookie by no means. He's a champion across the pond, and Shanahan grinds into the door, transitions into that last outside zone. Here comes Shanahan, he's applying the pressure. Odi Bakchis absolutely on the edge of the track. He is not shaken at all. Here's Shanahan. He's a master of the flat tracks. You know, he's never seen banks before. We knew he was going to do well at round 3, and he did exactly that. He gets the win previously on his first ever Formula Drift round. He's doing double duty. He's jumping across the pond. The smile. This guy's cool. I mean, James Deane, it's no coincidence. He's named after the actor and the racer, right? Here we go, Conor Shanahan, as James is a Shanahan fan right now, and he's good friends with him. He's seen him grow up, and Odi Bakchis applies the pressure. He changes back and goes that second outside zone. Shanahan dials in. Odi Bakchis, the field suspension, and there he is. He's grinding the door. Let's see the transition. How's he gonna do? Shanahan goes in. Odi Bakchis right there. Odi Bakchis comes out of it a little bit. Oh, buddy. Wow. And this is a must-win for Odi Bakchis. Bears repeating. This is a must-win for Odi Bakchis or James Deane. Here we go, looking at the BC Racing Go for Gold side by side. Again, Odi leading on the left, Shanahan leading on the right.
All right, lead runs very, very similar. I mean, Odi's got a slightly better proximity through that. Angle and line were pretty similar, second outside zone. Shanahan might be a touch deeper, but Odi got in the chase a little bit quicker. Third outside zone, and almost nothing between them. I mean, I got nothing. Jared, I got, as much as I would love to be able to pick anything or critique these drivers, it feels like a disservice to even to talk about anything that was wrong with these, because these are two drivers at the absolute pinnacle of their game right now, and there's so much riding on it. It's wild.
Amy is his spotter, his wife. Amy Bakchis is his spotter. You know, so many significant others here. Odi's kids are here. The Lithuanian people are. So here we go. Odi must win. It's a one more time for one. One more time. They're going at it again. Even if James Deane and Odi get knocked out, say Odi wins against Conor Shanahan, if they both lose in the 8, James Deane still wins the championship.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure, a lot at stake. And keep in mind, if you're just tuned in, this is a one more time battle. Odi drove absolutely master class. He put on a clinic, but Conor Shanahan, the shadow was right there. Here we go, Odi Bakchis, a must win for him. Or James Deane is your 2024 Formula Drift champion. All right, Odi Bakchis back at it like a track addict into that second outside zone. Conor Shanahan right there, takes a little bit of angle out of it. Odi Bakchis, the pride of Lithuania, now in Southern California, field suspension boss. He's right there once again like a broken record, just a surgeon. He is not a doctor, but his scalpel are his tires. Unbelievable. And Shanahan was right there too.
Yeah.
Took a little out of it, but let's get that overhead shot. The truth serum, what's gonna tell us? And Odi Bakchis again must win as James Deane looks on.
Yeah, there is just almost nothing to critique in these runs anymore. They're just getting better and better. Every time we think that there's perfection here, these drivers are both stepping up. So Odi, very similar initiation that he had before. Very ssimilar run that he had before. Didn't get quite to the edge there. Is actually being slightly more conservative. And I'm talking about the difference in about 4 inches. And that's it. Now look at Conor Shanahan really pushing through that second outside zone. Doing a good job to mirror. Allows Odi to get a bit of a gap so he can catch that transition. Now, only thing is, Conor didn't get all the way out there through that zone. That's it. There's about a 1 foot difference. We are now at the point with these drivers where we're going to be calculating
feet, inches.
That's it. That's it. That's all we can do at this point. Or else we're literally going to be here all night doing one more time.
And you know, Shanahan, again, no rookie, even though he's Formula Drift rookie here in our championship, no slouch.
No.
And see that, I mean, that's just feet, that's tire tread blocks.
It's
you know,
crazy.
It's insane on the precision of both these drivers. You know, at this point, you're beating yourself. You know, if Odi loses here, again, James Deane is your champion. James Deane, Irishman. Conor Shanahan, Irishman. James Deane has, I believe he held him as a baby.
Probably.
No, he has.
He might have delivered him. We have no idea.
He didn't get birthed. But, you know, it shows you how powerful the, you know, the Irish drift community is. And again, it's a must-win for Odi. He's chasing down a very talented Conor Shanahan. He got a win earlier this year at round 3. Can Conor Shanahan take down Odi Bakchis and solidify James Deane as their 24 Formula Drift champion? Conor Shanahan goes into the outside zone. There he is once again. Odi Bakchis in the pocket. Shanahan goes that second outside zone. Odi Bakchis once again right there. Look at that left foot brake. Odi risking it for the biscuit. Banging doors. Oh, doctor. Going in that last outside zone. Here goes Odi Bakchis. Comes in on the inside. Shanahan right there on the outside. Banging doors once again. Holy cow. Are you kidding me? Rising to the occasion.
Yeah.
This is Type S elevated, and we are elevating here in Utah in more ways than one.
Oh my
Holy cow.
Look at that. James Deane knows how difficult. Look at, round of applause here for both of these drivers, because this is absolutely absurd how good the driving is here today and how aggressive it is getting. So let's take a look here. Conor Shanahan, good initiation, gets in really early. Now starts to push a little bit harder as he comes to that first outside zone. Odi Bakchis leaves nothing on the table through that transition. Now Odi getting into the pocket, holding really well to that second outside zone. Surges just a little bit on Conor Shanahan now to the third outside zone. Odi Bakchis a little bit more shallow, but really, really pushing. Hits Conor Shanahan across the line. So, wow, absolutely wild. First outside zone there for Conor. I mean, he's right on the tape all the way around there. And then here through this section, I mean, Conor could have been slightly deeper, but Odi Bakchis could not be closer to Conor Shanahan. We get a little bit of contact right there. Now we swap into the third outside zone. This is where Odi Bakchis once again just pushing and pushing to get as close as he possibly can with that Red Bull livery. There's nothing between them.
Grinding him, I mean, absolutely insane. This is a mosh pit, and these guys are punk rock, baby. Unbelievable. So, wow. So again, it bears repeating. It's a must-win for Odi Bakchis. If he loses and Shanahan gets the victory, James Deane, that man right there, is your 2024 Formula Drift champion. The first ever 4-time Formula Drift champion. He took a hiatus during COVID. He won back-to-back-to-back 3 times in a row in a different vehicle. Von Gittin Jr., the RTR owner, called up James Deane. Here it is, the BC Racing Go for Gold side by side. We're splitting hairs on hairs on, dude, this is insane.
Yeah, I mean, very similar to the first outside zone. I will say that Odi had a bit more proximity through that section. Second outside zone, both drivers are very close. Now Conor, a little bit deeper in that zone, but Odi picks that same spot up. Now there's a bit of separation from Conor in the chase, whereas Odi more or less hit him in that part. Third outside zone, looks like Conor had a bit better of a line in the chase, but Odi had a bit more proximity. We're basically trading blows back and forth as to what this is. Right now, every spotter up in this booth is holding their breath watching this. There's smiles. We're witnessing some of the greatest driving and drifting history right now. This is absurd.
This is absolutely on another level. You know, we've never had a championship decided with still 1 round remaining.
Wow.
I mean, here we go. This is a must-win for Odi Bakchis, and Odi Bakchis gets the win. The championship is still alive. Championship up for grabs. It's a must-win for Odi Bakchis. Otherwise, if Odi loses here against Jeff Jones, James Deane is your 2024 Formula Drift champion. Jeff Jones, Odi Bakchis. Here we go. Jeff Jones will lead Odi Bakchis, giving chase. Here comes Jeff Jones, the evil Nissan 370Z, Odi Bakchis in zone, kind of dives in. You saw him kind of attack Jeff Jones, now transitioning into the second outside zone. Jeff Jones digs deep in that second outside zone. Now coming in that last outside zone, Odi Bakchis kind of taking a shallower line and now dives in on the third. And Odi Bakchis, you can see, lunging back and forth. And again, it seems that, you know, Odi was going and then had to back off, and it seemed just like he was just disrupted.
Yeah, I mean, it really, you know, to make a good chase, you need a good lead. So obviously I want to focus on what Jeff was doing out front, and did he give Odi an opportunity to really get into the pocket and keep stable. So initiation, not too bad from Jeff. It seemed like he got on throttle a little bit late there. Through this part, not too bad. You see a bit of wavering from Jeff though, and Odi kind of playing it back and then dives in pretty aggressively there. Well, Jeff's got a good line through outside zone 3. Could be a little bit deeper. We do see that wavering back and forth, some corrections. Can always take a look at the front wheels, the lead car, to see what they're doing. But yeah, sorry, just not perfect from Odi Bakchis.
No, it was not. You know, just coming off of 2 heater runs from Conor Shanahan. I mean, those were absolute fire. And you know, Jeff Jones, you know, I'm sure Odi knew, you know, and his spotter Amy, she's on it. I mean, she's won spotter of the year. She knows what to do, and you know, so I'm sure you look at the scenarios and looking how the other drivers are driving, not just the next one, but 2 away.
Right.
How James is driving, you know, because say he gets the win, he's going against James. You kind of want to watch that. So there we are, taking a look at the RTR pits. There's Ben Hobson, his RTR teammates. There's James Deane. So James is already in. It's a must-win for Odi Bakchis. A must-win. He is now out front. Jeff Jones will chase him down. And again, here we are. So again, if it ends right now, James Deane will have 552 points, Odi with 448. That's a 104-point difference, and that will hold, and James Deane will be your 2024 Formula Drift champion. A must-win for the field suspension S14.9 of Odi Bakchis. Here in Utah, will James Deane be a champion? Will Odi get the win? He goes across the nose of Jeff Jones. Odi Bakchis in that first outside zone. He gets right to the end of the course. Now transition outside zone 2. A little bit of wavering here. Good angle there from Odi Bakchis. And this is what we saw from him out front. Jeff Jones back there quite a bit. Odi Bakchis puts it in. Jeff Jones puts 2 tires off. Not part of the conversation.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I want to highlight here is the separation. That showed you that Odi had a lot of horsepower. So for him to harness those horses in the chase position, that really showed you that, come on, bud, come on. And that's why he was surging back and forth in the chase, because now you see it, how just dominant he was out front. And he did exactly what we just saw from him and Conor, not once, but twice, and now 3rd time.
Yeah, Odi's got that car wicked up pretty heavily right now. And you can see Jeff almost impedes on the initiation there. The lead car does have the right of the way. So you can see Odi takes a second there to get back on throttle, but once he lays that GT rubber down, he is gone, and Jeff Jones really doesn't have much of an answer. Second outside zone, once again, Odi Bakchis doing a great job filling the entire thing, and Jeff kind of just left in the smoke as Odi Bakchis just absolutely pushes through the rest of this run. And yeah, right off the bat here, I mean, like I said, the lead car has the right of way. Jeff has to give room. Yeah. So technically Jeff could be hit with impeding on that, but I really don't think it matters for the rest of this run. Odi was able to get it sorted.
You know, and here we are, great points. And again, just all those different perspectives. Did not see that. You get the smash cam, the FPV, or you get the static, the Mavic there from Mr. Jesse. And, you know, again, just going back to that. So this is a must win for Odi Bakchis to keep the hopes alive. Guess what? If he goes on to the Final Four, him and James Deane do battle to must win for Odi Bakchis for championship contention, and he gets the win. This is a must win, okay? So again, if Odi wins, James and him cut that margin under 100. So that's why it's gonna come down to Irwindale. If James Deane wins, he is your 2024 Formula Drift champion. Odi Bakchis, James Deane leaving the start line. The championship is up for grabs. And it's between these two gentlemen. Odi Bakchis, let's send it! James Deane comes in, chasing him down in that first outside zone. Now transitioning into the second outside zone. Odi Bakchis, good composure. James Deane right there, maybe giving a little bit of inch. And here comes Odi Bakchis in that second outside zone, transitioning into that final outside zone. James Deane, he wants it. He goes into the dirt. He drops tire. Odi Bakchis keeps the composure, the field suspension, keeping him rock solid. Odi Bakchis holding the fate, pushing it to Irwindale. It's championship or push.
You're gonna have to remind me to breathe through this because I held my breath that entire run. I mean, both drivers super aggressive. We see it with the dirt drop with James Deane. Odi Bakchis, even in initiation, just trying to push even harder every single lap. As we take a look at the RTR team, who is also guaranteed holding their breath right now. Oh, all right, let's take a look and see what we can pull from this run. So Odi Bakchis going nice and wide. James Deane mirroring him at initiation. Odi gets into that zone super early, rides the edge of the first outside zone. James Deane just waiting. Odi Bakchis floats it out to that second outside zone, gets back on throttle. James Deane right there in the pocket, in the zone, mirroring Odi Bakchis the entire way through that second outside zone, third outside zone. Now Odi Bakchis pushing real hard. James Deane getting there and just dives at the very last second, but both drivers almost completely perfect through that entire run. I mean, there's almost nothing to critique here anymore. I don't even want to.
Yeah,
I don't need to.
Look at outside zone 2. Outside zone 3, James does make that tire drop. Watch this. So again, outside zone 3, he wavers, and a little bit of tire drop from James Deane.
Oh, jeez, though. And right at the end, just pushes in and just to like show that at any moment he could basically be running door to door with Odi Bakchis. It was just like a little point proving, hey, look what I can do.
Yep, knocking on his door, give him a little tap. There's the RTR camp watching on. Technicians, mechanics, Ben Hobson, his RTR teammate. Will it be decided here in Utah? The fate is truly in Odi Bakchis' hands. He could put a stop to this and push it to Irwindale. But now James Deane, let's send it here in Utah. Do we have a 2024 champion in James the Machine Deane? Or is it Odi Bakchis gonna put a stop to it? Again, it's championship or push. James Deane goes that first outside zone, transition outside zone 2. Odi Bakchis, now he makes his presence felt. Oh, look at him, angle for angle. James Deane dips a tire, 1, 2, trucks are flapping. It's championship or push. Odi Bakchis gets thrown off. James Deane, massive angle. Odi Bakchis riding shotgun in that right-hand drive Ford Mustang. Are you kidding me? Did you breathe, Jacob?
I am now.
Woo! Yes, sir. Oh, doctor. Look at James Deane. He knows Odi Bakchis is right there. Championship or push. He holds the fate. If Odi wins, it comes to Irwindale, the House of Drift, October 19th, to find out who will be our 2024 champion. Let's take a look at the tape. Let's run it back.
This is going to come down to what happened in outside zone 2. There was obviously contact made, but we'll get there in just a second. James Deane out front, Odi Bakchis following him behind. James gets that swing going. Odi a little bit more hesitant. James fills that first outside zone quite well. Odi pushing back a little bit. Now here, James gets into it. Odi starting to close the gap. James comes out of the zone just a bit, adds a bit more angle. There's front wheel contact, it looks like. So I'll have to come back to that section and replay that over and over again to make sure we know exactly what happened. Rest of the run though, James Deane looks tidy. Odi in the pocket, so it's gonna come down to this second outside zone. who is at fault? What happened here? Because it does look like James Deane might have come out of the zone and then add more angle to get back in again. Let's see.
Be a little shallow there, but James came out, as you said,
Yeah.
so Ultim kind of bobbling, but no contact there.
No,
No contact there.
It looked like they might have touched when James was starting to push out of the zone. Odi was in the pocket and tries to come out a bit with him. But yeah, I think we're going to have to see it. We're going to have to see this a few times, but look at this first outside zone. That's just
Nailed it.
Beauty.
So James, good angle there. Odi dives in the inside.
Comes out. James adds angle. I don't even know if they touch.
I don't think they touched on the front wheels.
So hard to say.
Odi was shallow, and that could have hurt him, but James went deeper in that second outside zone and got into, and you know, Odi, it's almost like, I don't want to say what Dylan did to James, but that's where the contact was made.
Yeah.
James by no means floated. He was on throttle all the way, but dove in, some wavering. Both of them are shallow in that second outside zone. So again, the scenario is, if Odi wins, it goes to Irwindale. If James Deane wins, he is your 2024 champion, and Odi Bakchis gets the win. Odi Bakchis gets the win.
Able to do it time and time again, and that's what has brought him to this point. And Fredric Aasbo going back to almost his robotic ways of understanding what the track is like, understanding what he needs to do, and putting it exactly where it needs to be on lap after lap. So 2 drivers, top of their game, driving with perfection, head-to-head in the finals. That's what we're here for.
Here's your popcorn. Send it! Here we go. Fredric Aasbo chasing down Odi Bakchis in that first outside zone. These are the finals here in Utah. The Type S elevated. Round 7, and the championship's coming down to Irwindale. Odi Bakchis, like you said, perfection. Fredric Aasbo, he brings it in. He's looking tight. That last outside zone, the cars are wound up, and there it is. Odi Bakchis once again. I mean, I feel like it's an RC car. He is on rails. There's magnets on the track, and he's got magnets underneath his car. He's just stuck to it like glue. The power of Lithuania is with them. There's many Lithuanians. There they are.
This man needs to be studied. This guy, I truly cannot grasp how he is able to put down the same line time and time again, especially, like I said, with all these changing conditions that are going on. So let's take a look here, once again, at near perfection from Odi Bakchis. Good initiation, lines it up, gets to that zone, runs that rear tire to the edge of it, almost the entire way through that first outside zone, transitions out, floats. Fredric Aasbo doing a great job in the chase, filling that zone, has to pull a little bit of line out to get back to Odi Bakchis. Now we go through the third outside zone. Once again, Odi Bakchis laying down a clinic. Nice left foot brake from both drivers. Freddie could be a bit more aggressive in the chase. It's the only thing I can dock him for at this point. Freddie's got to get back into the pocket. The only way you're going to beat Odi Bakchis right now is going to be on his door. The closest we've seen was Shanahan going one more time with him, and the only way he did that was by essentially trying to repaint that Feel logo. And that's what we need Aasbo to do here, and he's not quite there. So, that being said, Freddie out front, he can put down the jets. He can really rock this, and maybe that's what's going to be needed to take Odi out. But man, this is wild.
This is so much fun, man, and this is just why I love Formula Drift. I'm so proud of where drifting has, you know, where it came from and where it's at and where it's going. 2004, 4 rounds, the progression of Hachirokus and S13s and even Dodge Vipers to now, you know, Toyota making a commitment, Ford making a commitment, many manufacturers making a commitment, tire manufacturers. And here it is. Let's send it for potentially the last time here in Utah. Fredric, the Norwegian Hammer Aasbo, the Rockstar Energy Drink Toyota GR Supra. Oh, knocks the bumper off of Odi Bakchis' S chassis. Freddie, he's got that special sauce. Let's see if he can pour it on the brisket Bakchis, right? Got that smoked meat into that second outside zone. Odi Bakchis has been perfection. He's shown a little bit of glimmer, a little bit of opportunity for Fredric Aasbo diving in. Woo-wee!
Oh,
wow.
Another interesting one.
Sweaty and ready. Track temps are reading 118 degrees on the track surface, 118 on the asphalt.
It really is amazing that we're even keeping tires on the car at this point in time with that kind of track temp. So yeah, Odi being super, super aggressive here, taking off that front bumper. And yeah, Freddie looking real sturdy out front. I mean, not a lot of wavering, and we'll have to see here when we flip back to our replay if there's anything to dissect, if there's any mistakes that were made, and that it's going to come down to these very, very small errors to see who ends up winning this event here in Utah. So Aasbo, great initiation, nice and smooth, floats out to that first outside zone, and that's where we see Odi tapping Freddy ever so slightly. Freddy comes out of that zone just a touch early. Now Odi really hunting him down, pushing into that zone. Now Odi not able to get a ton of angle through that section. Freddy looking pretty stable out front, and this is where we see Odi closing that gap even more, just pushing the pace of Fredric Aasbo out front. Man, look at this initiation though. Odi, right there, boop, just a little tap, just a tiny little tap, just enough to take that front bumper off. Talking about bumper budgets with RTR, but Odi's got the same thing. He's been through the body panels on this car and just slowly hunting Fredric Aasbo through this entire run. Odi pulling a little bit of angle to keep that proximity up, but Fredric Aasbo looking robotic and stable out at the front of this run. And Utah, you've got to be entertained.
Again, it's coming down to Irwindale. Your winner here at round 7 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, Type S, elevated, and the driver that elevated and gets the win is unanimously Odi Bakchis gets the win! And Fredric, the Norwegian Hammer Aasbo, gets second here in Utah.